Hey y'all, it's your girl Miss Jewcee. Don't worry. We're getting ready to get it. Tonight. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, I'm Team Joe. Don't you wish you had the old man back? Alrighty. Get on out the way. We don't have to have all that in the screen. Come on in. Tell a friend. Yes. Got some chill pop going on. Chill pop. I'm chilling tonight. Look. Just letting y'all know I'm chilling. I got my little sippy blue. Got a special guest for y'all tonight. Come on in. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good combo. We're gonna have a little combo. We're gonna have a big combo. We'll continue our series tonight. Yes. We're going to talk a little bit about EEE coming up. Yes. Tell a friend, come on in and join us tonight. On Jewcee Tales Erotic Chat. And once again, if you miss any part of the show, it is going to be archived automatically right after the show ends. So on all of our channels, you can definitely still find us. There's my beauty. She's coming. Hey, gorgeous.
I'm getting to the name.
It's kind of delayed. Go out and come back in. You're freezing. Oh my. She'll be right back. She'll be right back. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. I can't wait to share some stuff with you guys about my weekend. It was fabulous. And I'm definitely going to share some stuff with you all tonight. So tell a friend, come on in. Yes. Join us. Brain is having a little bit of technical difficulty, but she will be back with us. She will be working that out. She's good at that. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started because we got a show for y'all tonight. We got a show for you all this evening. So we want to make sure that we get all the time to enjoy our conversation tonight. So, first of all, I got to welcome all of you to Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Miss Reign is trying to get back in with us, so don't worry. Hold on just a second. Let me try. Well, I think maybe possibly. I think we got her. Let me see. I think. There she is. Yes. Please don't be frozen.
I don't know what's going on tonight.
Is it the weather?
Am I frozen?
A little bit.
I don't think so.
I think you're a little delayed now.
It's 50. It's 50. What's going on?
Try now.
Hello.
I see your
Hi,
face.
everybody.
I see your lips stuck out. She's just a little. There we go. We're gonna work it out. So I like your top.
Is that better?
That's better. Still a little delayed.
Thank you.
And she's frozen. And she'll be back. She'll be back. All right, you guys, look, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. Sometimes, this happens. We have these wonderful little technical difficulties, little glitches with the system. But she's pretty good at getting it worked out. So we'll let her do that. And we'll go ahead and, first of all, like I said, welcome to another Monday night, Marvelous Monday on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. I am your hostess with the mostest, Ms. Jewcee, and it is good to see everyone. Make sure if you are on our YouTube channels, you hit like and subscribe. I can almost say that. Okay. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channels. We really, really, really would appreciate it. If you miss any of the show is automatically archived right after we go off the air. So you can listen to the shows, any of the past shows, anytime you would like, especially on our YouTube channel. So make sure I'm Ms. Jewcee on YouTube, MZJEWCEE. For those of you that don't know how to spell it yet, that's how you do it. So I also wanted to I just wanted to fill you guys in. Okay, so it is my vanilla birthday this Wednesday. Okay, day after tomorrow. Okay, it's gonna be my 62 birthday. There she is, and yes, all of her beautiful glory. Yeah, and even the picture's clear. I don't know what you did, but there you go.
I turned off my Wi-Fi.
Okay. That might have done it. And we have a special guest with us tonight, but I wanted to tell you guys about my birthday. I got to share this really quick. First of all, thank you to the ladies of EEE. You guys are rocking. We are rolling. We are ready to go. March 1st is the hard, all out, ready to go ticket sale time. You guys are going to want to get your tickets. Okay, you're going to want to get your tickets. That's all we're going to tell you right now, but you're going to want to get your tickets. It goes down May 30th and 31st in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we will be covering BDSM. We're going to be covering the poly lifestyle. We're going to be covering the swingers lifestyle. We're going to have a little bit of something for everybody, including classes and seminars that you can be a part of. Okay, so this is all included in your ticket price, including the decadent dinner. And we have a facility that is 10,000 square feet,
Amen.
two floors of just plain ordinary debauchery gonna be going down.
I mean, I'm here for the debauchery.
It is going down. No. Oh,
We got
yes.
great teachers too, though, you guys. These classes and seminars that we are bringing you this year and the Lord's year of 2025. These classes are amazing. This lineup is amazing. The dungeon is going to be off the chain. I want everybody, those in the lifestyle, those seasoned in the lifestyle, those new in the lifestyle, those newbies that aren't lifestyle but want to learn about intimacy and relationships and different types of relationships. Everybody. I want everybody at this event. It's going to be an event to remember, and it's our first one here in Indy. And come on now, y'all. Y'all know how I am. I'm so education driven when it comes to this intimacy and relationships and self relationships. I want y'all to come and get this education.
And it's all for one low price. Right now, you can get your tickets for $150. Now, we
Amen.
are going to change. We are going to change how you can order your tickets, because some of you have been asking, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we order it this way? Can I pay for it this way? And you know what? We heard you. We heard you. So
We
we're
are
going to make
listening.
sure we are going to, right, exactly. We're going to make sure you can do Afterpay. We're going to make sure you can do Square, you can do Zelle, you can do Cash App and PayPal. We have all of that available, and Apple Pay, all of that available for you all to make your payments. Okay. If you want to do the Afterpay, it's 4 payments. It's going to make it easy on you, especially in this economy. We are thinking about you, but you want to get your tickets early. Don't be hesitating. Don't be waiting. They're $150 right now, and that's for 2 days. 2 days. It includes your seminars. It includes your classes. It includes your
And
erotic.
food.
What'd you say?
I said, and food.
And food. Your decadent dinner, entertainment. I, wow, you can't beat
A
this.
dungeon, an open dungeon.
An open, honey, we got stuff that's gonna be going on that ain't nobody else got. That's what we just gonna let you know that. We got a lot of stuff, and
Debauchery will be had.
the only way you're gonna know how it goes down, because there's
For
no
this to be there.
absolutely no cell phones.
Cell phone free. No pictures. We have an official photographer, so no pictures, no video. If you are not there, you will not know.
And we don't talk about it.
We don't. I mean, we gloat about it, but we don't talk about it.
So
I mean,
definitely,
because I'll definitely be the first to say, if you wasn't there, you missed the time.
let me just say, with some of the stuff that we will be putting up in the group, just to get people's what they appetite a little bit about what we just took a tour of. The whole staff got most of the staff got to be at this and get to see the tour of the venue and new pictures that we took. I am so pumped for this event. I cannot wait to be back. We about to wake up Naptown, honey.
I'm looking forward to getting some new blood.
Mm.
I'm looking forward to getting some new blood. I definitely am.
So it's
This
gonna
is
be
this
on
is
and
a resurgence. This is a
mm,
like last year was our second coming. This is a resurgence.
yeah, we're ready. We are ready.
We are.
We are ready.
I'm
And
glad.
with that,
I'm mad. I missed. I'm glad. I'm mad. I missed you this weekend. Life happened, but
that's
I'm
okay.
glad you. I'm glad you got to have a good time, and that you and the girls got together. I missed you all. Love you all.
And we
So,
love you too. So no problem. We know about life be lifing.
girl, yes.
So right now, we're gonna get off of us and we're gonna get off of
Hmm.
E, because we got a beautiful, fucking absolutely gorgeous co-host with us tonight. So without further ado, all the way from Texas, y'all.
Ooh.
We got rodeos in Texas up in here tonight. We got cowboys and Indians. I don't know, cowboy. We
Black cowboys.
we got black cowboys. Yes. Oh, sorry. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Please welcome to Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Mr. Brandon C is in the house. Oh.
Welcome, Brandon.
Hey, welcome. I mean, thank you. This is y'all show. You say welcome. I'm sorry.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I wish I had a cowboy hat. Now I didn't know I was gonna get that illustrious introduction.
It's okay. Not all cowboys wear hats.
This is true.
He might have on some spurs, y'all. We don't know. He might have on some spurs.
You know what? Yo ass, go to the corner. Now you go to the corner.
I just got started. I'm always getting in trouble.
Shenanigans. Oh my God.
That's okay. Jewcee and I go way back. I used to be one of her ambassadors, and she used to have me posing very scantily back in the day.
She told me. Oh,
I
she
used
told me.
to be called eye candy.
I mean, she be giving us some names. She used to call me Strawberry Cream. So
Oh,
I
really?
mean, yeah. I used to be one of her models too. I know how it go. That's how I met her. She got me young.
Me too.
And it wasn't that young, y'all. I just want everybody to know they were of age.
I was an adult.
Oh yeah, I was 22. I was definitely 22. I was grown.
I just want to make sure as I
just always say I was young because people be asking me how at 41 I've been in the lifestyle for so long. I was like, because I joined at 22.
Lorenzo, I'm not going to the corner with you. I'm just
not.
Put
your nose in the corner with the voice, okay?
Because see, he's naughtier than me.
Okay. You've been acting naughty, birthday girl.
I know. You only turned 62 once, so
I agree.
Yes. And so what I wanted to share though, guys, look, as some of you know my story, a little bit about my story, but one of the things in my story is that I lost my parents at a very young age. I have outlived both of my parents. I'm chasing my grandmother now. I'm chasing her down, and then I'll be chasing down my aunt. So just real quick, something wonderful happened while I was at home. It's probably the best birthday present I could have ever gotten. I was with my sister, and we were just fooling around, basically going through, just talking about my parents and all this kind of stuff and things that have transpired over the years. So we decided to start to look for my mother because this is Black History Month. And I was told we are trying to find the article that my mother was the first Black woman to graduate with a degree in journalism from Indiana University. I saw the story once, but my grandmother had it, but I can't find the article. I can't find what it was printed in, and I don't recall because I was probably I think I was maybe about 18 or 19 when my grandmother told me about this. But I remember the picture. I just don't have the article, and we're trying to find it. So long story short, we started looking up my mom and going to college and when she graduated. So we did some deducting and figuring it out, and we figured out when she was class of 51 at IU. So the cool thing is I found the yearbook, the electronic yearbook online.
Oh, wow.
And I have more pictures of my mother that I've never seen. So it was
congratulations, sis.
Great. I'm going to be posting them on Facebook because I'm so happy. I'm going to get them down a little bit so you can see her. But there's one of them where she's working on the paper or the student paper or something like that. And she's got her head down and she's writing. And I'm like, that's my mother. I'm like, I just know her. So it's kind of cool. And to have it be sitting there with my sister and finding all of this information, it was absolutely wonderful. So I had the best birthday already. And to my mother, I love you. And I'm so happy I found those pictures. if you
I know,
can't
right?
if you can't tell. So it was so cool. So okay, I'm done. Okay, alrighty. I'm in a good mood. You can't ruin
What
it.
does your shirt say, team? What?
Team Joe. It was from
Oh,
Biden. When he came to Cleveland, they were passing out T-shirts.
oh,
So
okay. Team Joe. I was like, what
yeah.
does that
So
say? But off of that, Mr. Brandon,
Yes, ma'am.
I hear you're an author.
Yes.
What's your specialty?
Dating and relationships.
A man after my own heart. I can't wait for this interview. I need this
I
book,
know.
okay? I need this
I'm
book.
I'm so excited. I watched you all's episode last week,
Uh-huh.
and I must say before we start that you ladies did such an amazing job in terms
oh,
of just the articulation of getting clear about who you are and beyond what people tell you to be and want. Um, conversation, just everything. And I'm sitting here like, yes, this is it. Like you all are moving in the right direction. I love it. And I just want and hope that more people are able to tune into your platform and get such valuable information. Like what I heard on there, I was taking notes like this is some amazing stuff. Like you all encapsulated so much of what I talk about with my clients in that show. And what it tuned me into is that so many people understand what they need to do, right? They understand like what needs to happen. And but the I think where I can come in and add some value is here's how, right? So I'm excited to be on this platform with you all, and I just want to say congratulations to you all for your platform, and thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to and hopefully add as much value as you all already do.
Yay, thank you.
thank you.
That
I
makes my heart smile because I work really, really hard on those topics.
can't.
Those relationship and dating topics, I swear, it is the bane of my existence because it's my real life right now.
Hmm.
It is real life for me while
And it's so
navigating being an intimacy coach.
and it's really important as far as we have forgotten how to be honest. We don't know the steps to take. We don't know what to do anymore. And some of the stuff that we are doing is so left field and so out of perspective of dating. People have this idea, especially these young ladies, I feel, just by seeing the internet can bombard you with the wrong information, and a lot of that
Hmm.
information is incorrect, and these young ladies are expecting young men to have six figures and it's their first job. I'm like like really, you think he gonna get six figures and he doesn't have a college degree, he doesn't have he's got a GED, baby, he got a GED and a pretty car. um He's still living at home with mama. And you want to see six figures. He's flipping a hamburger, which is nothing wrong. You got to start somewhere, but he's flipping
Well,
a
they don't
hamburger.
want the boy that flips hamburgers though. They want the
Oh no.
guy running the streets. They want the rapper. They want the basketball player. And what they fail to realize is it's not enough of them to go around. So somebody got to date the regular dudes.
Juicy, you said something on the show last week, and it was like toward the end and the closing, but it's very important to what you're saying now in terms of dating, right?
Hmm.
You talked about giving yourself grace, and it was the wording was so perfect because I say it all the time, and you just said something now where people don't know how to date anymore. And one of the things that I talk about in the book that's coming out soon, it's called The Dating Cheat Code, is I talk about how we're in a new age. Like dating as we know it is so new, right? There was no real blueprint on how to date. And here's what I mean when I say that it's new. When you think about, how long humans have been on this planet, right? Let's just say 10,000 years is the number. For much of that time, there was no real dating scene, right? Women didn't have the ability to choose their partners for a great majority of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then we fast forward to a period where women could actually say yes and no to a particular partner. Let's just say that that's been 100 years or so. Let's say that that's the number.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a day and age now where women are making their own money. They have their own liberties. They don't have to be stuck in a relationship. So we're in a very new era as it relates to dating. And that's, I think, is a huge factor in what makes this such a difficult time, is that we don't have history to look at and say, here's how you do it. We're creating it at the same time that we're experiencing it. So giving ourselves grace is such an important and timely phrasing of that. And it's one of the reasons why I've been saying that this entire time. And when you said that, I'm like, perfectly said. Yes, we have to give ourselves grace, and we have to recognize that there's a lot of work that we could do in this space, and to recognize that this is new. Like we don't have, our parents didn't have this element, this dynamic. We say, you hear a lot of that, why we don't have relationships like our grandparents have. Well, we don't have the same dynamics that our grandparents have. Like your great grandmother could not leave. Like she was stuck in that relationship. She didn't really have a lot of options. Now you're dealing with women who can go out and make their own money. They have their own enterprises, their own ambitions. They don't have to say yes to any man. They could be single for the rest of their life if they really want to. And they just have a lot more liberties now. And I think that changed the dynamic a lot. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I can agree with that. I mean, because, once again, with me being older, and being part of that past era, and having, my mother and my grandmother, in my life, knowing basically what they went through, I can nod my head and I can agree with it. It definitely was a different time for women. And it was different. It was also a different time for men.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different time for men. It wasn't if you got somebody knocked up, as they say, next thing you know, you was having a shotgun wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You were getting married. You were getting, or you either getting married or going to the grave, one or the other, with some of these fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was so much that's a lot different. A lot of men didn't walk away from the responsibility of raising children. And marriages were till death do you part, no matter how bad,
Horrible they were.
yeah, how bad, or what,
Or how
like,
messed up they were from the beginning. I mean, what a lot of people have to realize is too, when you say things like women couldn't leave, it wasn't necessarily because they didn't work or whatever. We were having babies at a younger age. The age gap was not something that people saw as pedophilia back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not to say that it wasn't, because we all have those stories in our families where the uncle was doing this or somebody's deacon or something, and if she got pregnant they married her off. Well, they were marrying those girls off at 13, 14, and 15,
Mm-hmm.
just to hide that pedophilia. So it wasn't so much that we couldn't go because of finances. We couldn't go because a lot of us had Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
We were stuck in situations that we were put in and didn't know how to get out of, because our mothers and our grandmothers were in those same situations.
and there
Right.
was
I'll be 42 this year, and I think maybe I'm considered a millennial. We're probably the first generation, even though a lot of Gen Xers are a lot of those women that are willing to stay single. Older millennials are probably the first generation that's willing to work through the trauma and not just take it at face value as they are my family and I'm going to keep them close. We're the first generation to say no contact,
Mm-hmm.
and that we don't want to deal with trauma and triggers. So it's completely different when you have men and women that are willing to face that family trauma head on and walk away from family because blood ain't always thicker than water.
Right.
And there's
That's
a lot
deep.
of there's a lot to even if we're going to looking at race as well. Race is another factor in some of this as well. And what you were told, even as myself being a health education major, to this day, our health education is it's so bad. It's not even funny. We're actually teaching young girls and young boys how to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
That's what health education does. It teaches you insert here. That is teaching young folks that are not prepared physically or mentally exactly how to get pregnant.
Mhm.
And we are not teaching them anything else. We're not teaching them responsibility. We're not teaching them how to have a relationship. We're not
Exactly.
teaching them how to take care, not really how to take care of a child, how emotionally, spiritually,
Mhm.
physically. We're not doing it. I remember, I think I was probably in the late 70s, mid 70s. I had a girlfriend that got pregnant, and she carried that baby like a rag doll,
Oh wow.
like it was a toy. Like she was so thrilled that she got pregnant at such a young age, and then she had no clue how to take care of a child
And I
because
mean, we're still not
she,
teaching that though.
Yeah.
she was a child herself. Well, it's generational now. It just is. But dating to me is getting to know somebody.
Hmm.
And I think that um females, I'm going to go with females. I think that females think that dating is let's get married. Dating is not. We went on a date. We went on 2 dates, okay, and we're ready, And I think we've said it before when our other partner was with us. We can walk into a room as women, as females, and a guy could, and we can have eye contact with a guy from across the room. We haven't even spoke, and we're so attracted to him that by the time he gets over to us, in our minds as women, we have married him, had 2.2 children, a dog named Scott, picket fence. We have grown old together, and we are retired and going on many vacations. Okay, and the man
In 5 minutes. Mm-hmm.
has not even said, "Hi, my name is Tom." He hasn't said anything.
The world of delusion with women, we are delusional, and I will admit that I am one of those women.
Mm.
Now I don't know how men feel when they see someone across. Possibly you could share that with us.
Right. What do y'all think about and when y'all are attracted to somebody? Because I swear, women have come up with a whole scenario. She knows the color of her wedding dress,
Mm.
who her bridesmaids are gonna be.
Absolutely.
And it is not until we are 3 years into relationship and we realize that he has some things about him that we cannot absolutely stand that delusion goes away.
Yeah.
It
I
takes
don't.
about that long.
I can't speak for all men on this topic, but I would venture to say that most men aren't that far along uh, in that shorter time period. But as a man who has dated intentionally myself, I've definitely created the fantasy of what life looks like, but it was because I was planning what I wanted my experience to be like when I met the woman that I would eventually say, this is who I'm bringing to join me on this journey, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I think one of the things that we were going to talk about on this was healthy dating and then healthy relationships, right? And
Mhm.
it does take for and Jasmine or Miss Rain, you said it perfectly. Is being intentional, and I
Mhm.
think where I guess some of the delusion comes in is where some people don't know how to actually be intentional, and I'm so I was so blown away by so much that you all said in that last episode. You all broke down the definition of intentionality. And I'm like, yes, somebody needs to explain what this means. Like, it's having a plan, right? It's having a goal in mind, is creating a route to get there, and then it's sticking to that plan. It doesn't mean that you don't, you know, audible when necessary, but you should have a route that you are taking that's going to get you to your destination. So
Right.
my entire practice is centered around helping people who are burnt out in dating, who feel like they want to give up, to reignite that passion and that fire for finding their person, because I believe that it's possible. And so the first thing, and I like that you all do definitions, is what I want to define what a healthy relationship is, and then what it is not, right? And so one of the things that a healthy relationship is not, it's not settling and making it work. It's not sticking by somebody when you're suffering on the inside. It's not conforming because the world says you need to be a certain way and then just lasting as long as possible. Like, just because you were together 50 years does not mean that was a healthy relationship.
Amen.
Um, for me, the way that I define it for my clients, a healthy relationship is when you are comfortable being your authentic self with this person. Like, there are no secrets that you can't share. You can ask questions, you can share information, you're not hiding anything. And then also your partner can do the same. Like, you also leave the door open for your partner to be able to communicate with you openly and honestly and be their authentic selves. And so my practice centers around finding people that naturally align in who you are, so you don't have to conform and try to be, for my guys out there, you don't have to try to be this alpha male, right? That social media says you have to be to attract the woman or the prize that you're looking for. My goal is to teach people to be just who they are and still attract that person.
Okay. And so do you find that people put on a facade?
Absolutely.
And they put on a facade, and then eventually the facade gets cracks.
Absolutely. Yes, they do. And I think we have to look at their motive. Like, why do you put on a facade? And so what I've broken it down to is, at the end of the day, a lot of the things that we do and settle for are based on fear. Like, we're afraid to be who we really are on the inside. And we're afraid if somebody sees that version of us, that somehow they're going to reject us and we're not going to be enough. So we put on a facade. So you have two. You have one where it's that fear, and you have another one where some people are just manipulative, they're malicious, and they only care about themselves. So they're going to pretend to be whatever you want to get whatever they want, and they don't care how it makes you feel. Right? So those are the two versions that I see.
Narcissist. Had a couple of those in my life. I mean, and it is difficult to. How do you go about, or how do you tell your clients, how do you tell them to maneuver around something like that?
That's a very good question. So one of the things that I have my clients do is, and Ms. Rain, you mentioned this in your in the last episode as well, in terms of asking questions. No, Ms. Jewcee, you said it. You said, like, asking the right questions, right? And making sure that you all talk early about what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And so I take one step further. So for my clients, I said we work on strategies to uncover what's important to you without directly telling this person, here's what I'm looking for, right? So let's give an example. An example would be, let's say that you have a non-negotiable, and let's say that you're a religious person, and you want to pray every morning. You want a partner that prays every morning. Like, this is your thing. Like, this is so important to you. When you approach the dating pool, you don't go out and tell everybody you meet, hey, I need a man that prays every morning. This is the first thing that they do. That's not how you that's not how you give that information. And so the structuring is important. So what I tell them is, what you want to do is you want to set the foundation for them to let you know that this is important to you without asking for it. So instead of saying, I need a man that prays every morning, the way that I will ask them, tell me about your morning routine. Like, what do you do? I'm excited to hear how you get your day started. So you just let them talk. And if they mention that, then you know that this is authentically who they are versus them saying, oh yeah, I do that. Yeah, every morning, do my devotional, and at night, like they'll tell you, because now their guard is down. They don't know what you're looking for. And then you're just listening for the things that you value. So not only is it important to understand what you value, what your non-negotiables are, it's also important to set the stage for you to determine what they are without telling the person this is what I'm looking for. Now, Ms. Rain, what you did say that I agree with is that you have a certain things that are non-negotiables for you that you address immediately. So you're like, hey, I'm in a lifestyle. This is what I do. You got to accept this. There are certain things that you do want to be blatant about and say, this is who I am, because this person has a right to say, I can tolerate that or I can't. Right. But
Mhm.
it's up to each individual to determine what is the blatant truths that I have to tell right now. And then what are the things that I want to safeguard to keep a person from masking who they are to try to manipulate me. So that's a very fine line. And
I was
we
gonna
both do
say,
that.
I definitely do that.
Mhm. Go ahead.
I definitely do that. I think
Mhm.
because this is like on the way to being part of my career, it's the first thing I put on the table
Absolutely.
because it's important to me. It runs a lot of people away, but I know that those aren't the ones for me. And the ones that are
That's the
supposed to be here are here.
that's the best way to look at it. And like for me, during my dating journey, I only wanted to date women that were bisexual. Like that was just what I asked for. And I made sure that was the first thing they saw. So any woman that didn't fit that, they had the right to choose that that's not me. Because I wanted them to eliminate themselves. Like I don't even want to entertain a woman who's not. Like, why am I liking this person just to kind of, all right, here goes the conversation I gotta have. Like, no,
Right.
I only want to have conversations with the people who are already aligned with me. And I got that. And so a part of that comes from sales. So I was in sales for a long time. And one of the things that I learned, and I love this, is you don't try to force people to buy what you want. You find the people who already need what you have, and you just match with them. So only match with the people who are already conditioned to do the things that you're looking for.
Okay. I can hear everybody. I can hear y'all. I hear y'all. Y'all want to know, well, how do I do that? How is that done? I can hear them. They're yelling. What are the steps? So how would you go about? Because I'll tell you, even with what of course, with what I do as well, you could really be like digging somebody, and and they're digging you, and then like you said, you gotta, I gotta tell you, and so I got something to tell you, and then the next thing is, well, I'm a dome, or I'm a dominatrix. Oh, you beat people's asses. I mean, I know even when you try to tell them and you try to explain it to them, they already have a preconceived notion. We already know
Mhm.
that when we step into that. But how do you bring up some of this stuff? How do you break the ice and not chase them all out the front door like I do? Um, what
That's because
Um,
you tend to just attract vanilla men. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know. I don't
yeah,
either.
you
It's
got
something
you
about the
gotta.
way you look. You look like a librarian. I think that's what it is. The
I will
glasses.
say Miss Juicy is sneaky. Like you, is unsuspecting. You like, wait, you what? When she approached me at that party, I'm like, you said what? You do what? She's like, yeah, I have a thing. You can model for me. And then she did this on my chest. I was like, oh, all
Yeah,
right, that's probably too much.
don't tell all my. Well, you know
All
what?
right,
We
but
next
no,
week.
but you do
Next
give
week.
you do give an image of like a
Yeah.
very wholesome, is but that's a good thing, right? That's a very good thing. But to answer your question, I think it goes back to something that Miss Rain that you said in the last episode as well, where but actually both of you all echoed this. It was getting really intentional about what you want. And so I'm gonna give you all a freebie. This is literally week 1 of my coaching because I have a 6-week coaching program that we go through. The first week we get really, really intentional about what you value and how to determine what your non-negotiables are. I think that is the most important, one of the most important steps, because I think a lot of people don't know what are their non-negotiables really. They have an idea, but they're not concrete. And so the exercise that I have my clients do is I will have them make a list of every single quality they will want in a partner. Not just one, every single one, down to the smallest detail of I don't want them to bite their fingernails. But that's not your list. You're not looking for the person who satisfies every single thing, but you want to know what are all the things you're looking for. And so then once you have that list, you take that, you sit on that, and then you say, okay, these are my tops, right? And you move all of those to the side. Now you have a new list of the things that are most important. And then one by one, you look at each one and you ask yourself, if a person had every other quality, but they were missing this one, is this something that will continue to nag at me and bug at me throughout the relationship? Or is it something that I can deal with? And if your answer is this will bug me and nag at me, that's your non-negotiable. Your partner absolutely must have that. I am, in my philosophy, your partner should have every single one of your non-negotiables. Not one is missing. I mean 100%. That creates your funnel. That's who you're looking for. And there are people that will fit that. And so a lot of people's fear is that if they have that restriction, they're going to start dating less people. And I'm like, good. You want to date less people because you want to be intentional about the type of people you're seeing. And so what we work on is once you restrict your funnel, now let's widen your net. I'm going to teach you how to properly structure your dating apps so you're attracting the right people. And I'm going to teach you how to get into the environments where your people are. So now you have your free advertising on your dating apps, and then you have how you show up in your natural life to start attracting those people, because you're going to create a model of what these people do, where they live, how they walk, where they are, so you can start being there to widen that net. Because and then what happens, and I love when I see this from my clients, when they start meeting those people, they're like, I had no idea how many people fit this. And the way that I get them to understand this, I said, think about some of the niche interests that people have, like Comic-Con or EEE or any like eroticism. It seems like there's not a lot of people into it until you go to that conference. You're like, oh shit, all these people are my people. That's how dating should feel. You like, I had no clue how many people fit my non-negotiables. And then that's how you start to have fulfillment, because where you lack in fulfillment is because your expectations aren't being met. And if you're not clear on your expectations, they're not going to be fully met. And that's kind of like, so that's the freebie. That's week 1 is where we get very clear on
I
the
like
type of
that.
person you're supposed to be attracted.
I like that. I like that. You're going to make me take this course. Oh my God. I thought I knew it all. Ugh.
You were close. I was listening. I'm like, man, she is spot on. Like, but I think a lot of that comes with your experience too. I think
It
because
comes
you
from
mentioned
trial
that you
and
were
error.
married. Yeah, you were married for a while. You've been in a lifestyle. Like, you have an understanding. You have a great sense of understanding of kind of what you're looking for now, what you want to have happen. So you have a great foundation to start. I will say that.
I think for me, because I took so long to heal from my divorce, I went a long time without dating, a very long time. Like, just, I would have play partners and I had people that I was dealing with,
Mm.
but I didn't date. I didn't get emotionally involved. And I healed myself and figured out what it was I wanted for the long run. And I focused on my kids and my career. Now that I'm not necessarily focused on that because I'm changing careers and I'm dating and my kids are older. My oldest just had a baby. My youngest is about to go into high school. I'm at a free point. So now it's okay. I'm almost an empty nester. What do I want for me?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm getting there.
I think, and I think too, when you stop and you think about, especially with women, who have been
Mm-hmm.
through it, and what I mean by that is my own story is, to have a husband that cheats on you, makes it so that you're sterile for the rest of your life. And then your second husband beats you. Then you change. You change as a person. You change your for me, my rose-colored
We're broken.
glasses got got knocked so far off my face that I didn't think I would ever try to put them back on. And at 62, I've decided this year I'm coming back outside. I'm coming back outside, and I am going to be dating intentionally. Not I'm not for the faint of heart. I can say that honestly. I'm not for the faint of heart. And just going through it, I think sometimes when you do go through your own personal journey, from how I was raised to where I am now, it's like night and day. It's like night. I'm a product of the 60s. Let's just be honest. I'm a product of the 60s. I'm a woman of the 60s. And we were different. It was different then. But it didn't fit me. It never fit me. I mean, I didn't mind being a wife. Actually, matter of fact, I loved being a wife. I didn't like how things ended up. And I did not actually choose good partners. And I can honestly say that. And that's not to say that my partners were horrible for the things that happened, because they were young. Everybody is I found out later on in my relationship with my second husband that he watched his father do the same thing to his mother. So it became a learned behavior. That's not to excuse it, but that's to understand it. And there's a difference when you understand something as opposed to trying to accuse somebody. This is the environment that he grew up in. This is the environment that he saw. And it actually took him losing me for him to change. So if I had to go through what I had to go through with him for him to be a better person, I can handle that. I can take that. But it doesn't mean, for me, there's some residual as far as, okay, I made a bad choice. I made this, I made that. But it wasn't so much like I made a bad choice, because he had that facade that we talked about earlier. And then the facade started to crack. And when the facade, and he couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold the facade.
Did you ever see like any signs early on where there were like microaggressions, where let's say you all were out at dinner and he was a little short-tempered with people, where you thought, okay, I kind of get why he's upset, but it's taken a little far, where you can start getting peeks into maybe there was some anger, or just maybe not healthy ways of dealing with anger? Do you ever recall seeing that like early on before the abuse?
I didn't really see that part of it, but what I did see is that the facade started to crack when as I looked back on it, as it got closer to our wedding. That's when things started to, and then I put it off to, this was my second marriage. It was his first marriage. So I put it off to premarital jitters for him. And that wound up not really being what it was. And then he got very possessive. Men couldn't look at me. I couldn't do the things that I was already doing. He did the whole take you away from your family kind of thing. It was just about him. And then hiding things. Like one time I made meatloaf. I had put my rings, my wedding rings, take them off. You don't make meatloaf with your wedding rings on. Unless you want ground beef all up in your diamonds. No. So he hid them from me, and then all of a sudden they appeared, and he was like the hero. But I knew exactly where I had put my wedding rings because I did it all the time. So it became a lot of manipulation. It became a lot of psychological stuff as well as the physical. And what made it stop was actually my daughter. My daughter came down the stairs. We were having a little bit of getting ready to have a tussle, and she knew it was coming, and she grabbed a baseball bat, and she was coming down the stairs to save her mother, which a child should never have to do. And at that point, I woke up, so to speak. The fog was lifted. And because he was trying to go after my daughter, well, then, Mama Bear kicked in and basically told her to go to her room, told him to go to the dining room. I went upstairs and changed clothes, pulled my hair up in a ponytail, put on some sweatpants and a t-shirt, and came downstairs barefoot because that's where I have most balance. And told him that one of us was going to the hospital and it may not be me. All of a sudden, I came out of the fog that was there, and he never ever put his hands on me again after that. And then not too long after that, he left. He moved out because I found some information out, and he moved out. And that was that. But like I said, in hindsight, it was about a month before we were getting married that the facade was starting to crack.
It is so important that we have more conversations around what healthy relationships look like. One of the things that we talked about was the communication. Like, are you comfortable having certain conversations with your significant other, spouse? And it doesn't mean that all conversations that you have are going to be, oh, there's no issues whatsoever. Me and my girlfriend now, we have conversations where sometimes we're not on the same page, but we still have the conversations and we make it a comfortable space to have them. There are times when I'm not ready to have certain conversations. I'll tell her like, hey, I need a moment. I'm still processing. So when my processing is completed, we can re-engage this conversation, but we make sure that we don't leave anything unsaid. And there's a certain comfort level that we both allow where we know that the other person can speak about how they feel. Doesn't mean that there's always going to be happy, right? But there's that space. So that's one. The other thing is, are you comfortable being who you truly are in your relationship? Like, this is who I am. This element of me, I'm not putting away. Are you comfortable being that into your partner? Like, I believe this with all of me, that if you are in a truly healthy relationship, it's impossible to cheat. I truly believe that. If there's cheating, then it's not a truly healthy relationship, because then you have deception, you have lies, right? But in a truly healthy relationship, you don't have cheating, you have open communication, but it doesn't mean that the relationship is perfect. It just means you all understand how to work at it and walk together.
And I agree. I definitely agree with that because, and we talk about that a lot, especially on the show with people wanting to be in a poly relationship or people wanting to be in a swinger relationship. And I'm the swinger of the group, and the poly is next to me. So we have these personal experiences that we can talk to people about and tell you that these lifestyles are, and even the BDSM lifestyle, these lifestyles are not where you get to go cheat.
Exactly.
That's not what this is about. That's not even close to what this is about. These are not, you don't get to tell your wife I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes and you're really going to meet your mistress and and not wrap it up and bring home something to your wife. Yay! No, because your mistress is out here doing whatever it is she feels like she's grown enough to do while you at your house. Understand that, gentlemen. Boy, I know I just gave out the secrets of mistresses, but hey, they got a side dude somewhere. They got a side dude, because
She
you
is
ain't there.
not faithful to that man.
You ain't there. You have no idea what she's doing, and she can stand there and bat her eyeballs and fluff up her
Especially
boobs and
today's
tell
side
you
chick.
anything.
Today's mistress got her own things going on for when you at home with your wife.
And it ain't a
And
toy.
it's not a toy. You just there to pay her bills. You are another source of income.
Hey, if there's an
Exactly.
understanding, if everybody knows exactly the role they play, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Then it's fine.
But
Then it's
if you
fine.
have this
Exactly.
delusion of things supposed
Sneak and
like
cheat.
where my journey began is and it was like May of like 2008. I was with a girl. Her and I had been together for a couple years, and I cheated in the entire relationship. Like I cheated from start to finish. But the reason why I say this is where my journey began is when she caught me in my apartment with another woman there. And she never even saw the woman. The woman was upstairs. She came in. She said her words literally was, "All I want to know is it a bitch here?" Those were her words. And I just put my head down and said, "Yes," like as defeated. And when she broke down, well, she got mad first, started swinging, but when she broke down, like that pain that I saw her experience broke me in a way that I never thought I could feel. And I vowed that day that I would never make another woman feel that way. And so, but during that period in my life, I was 23. And I'm like, I'm still not ready to be with just one person though. So how can I have the things I desire, but be honest, right? So I was like, okay, moving forward, I'm gonna be honest about just who I am, and at least get a person the right to choose for themselves. So that's kind of where my story
Mm-hmm.
started. But where the experience that I talk to men about is several months later, her and I were having a conversation as friends. And then I just told her everything. I told her about all the cheating, everything I did, everything. And you all know how people have that phrase that say it feels like a weight was lifted. Up until that day, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that you can actually physically feel that. Like I thought that was just a metaphor, but I physically felt like I lost so much weight. Like if I didn't grab something, I was gonna float away.
Hmm.
And I said that that was the best feeling I've ever felt in my life. It was better than any orgasm to feel that free. And I told myself I will never shackle myself in a way again where I have that burden of being in front of somebody and I can't be comfortable with my tongue. And what I mean is, I don't know what I told you I did yesterday. So now I'm sitting here thinking and have to hesitate on anything I say. Like I love the freedom of just being able to talk and not worrying about, wait, did I am I going to retract something that I said? Like that is the best feeling. So when I
Mm-hmm.
talk to men about not cheating, I'm like, forget, like I care how I make people feel, but not everybody does. So I'm like, okay, if you don't care how you make her feel, at least care about the stress you're putting on yourself. Like at least care about that. Because if you care about that, then that alone should at least say, you know what, if I want to have sex with multiple people, let me go find a woman that's okay with that. That's like, you know what, baby, hell yeah, do your thing. Let's together, let's do it together. Find that person. Find that person that's about the life that you're about. And then that way you have that open communication. And then you can be your authentic self. And so that's why like this is such a passionate topic for me, is because number one, I absolutely care how people feel, but number two, I care about, I call it healthy selfishness. I know what I want and I refuse to put you in a position and myself in a position where me chasing what I want hurts us. And since I know I'm gonna go after what I want to do it in a healthy way with somebody who understands this and is okay with this. Not
Mm-hmm.
someone I'm convincing to be okay with it, because that's different. You don't want to convince somebody that this is okay. If I have to explain to you why I should do this, then that's not the person I'm supposed to be with.
And so, I mean, and in some instances, especially with what we do, um, like I said, my biggest issue is people with preconceived
Mm-hmm.
notions. Because they've watched 50 Shades of Dum Dum. They've
Or
you know
Menage. What's the name of the movie? Twa or Pandora's Box?
Twa. Yeah, Pandora's Box, Twa. Or they've watched what's the other one where they put the rabbit in the pot? Uh,
The Rabbit in the Pot.
with Glenn Close and Michael Douglas. What was that
Oh
one called?
yeah, I forget the name of that.
Yeah, back in the day. Back in the day. Okay, anybody remembers that? Let me know. But I mean, and there are so many other ways that you can enjoy what you do. Now, I know for myself, when I bring a man into the lifestyle, sometimes it's definitely sometimes it's a fatal attraction. That's it. Yeah, fatal attraction. Um,
Look at
it's a
Miss
booby
Lotus
prize.
coming with the save.
Thank you.
um, I know that, like I said, when you sit down and you do this and you do talk about dating and you do talk about the lifestyle and you do say that I'm this, and this, I know from a woman's perspective, not from a male's perspective, but from a woman's perspective, when I'm like, okay, yeah, it's okay for you to have another girl. Next thing you know, that's all. I tend to get guys that the next thing you know, that's all they want. And it's like, what happened to our time is gone. And it just becomes, oh, my girl and me, da 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 da, and he's bragging to his buddies and pals, and she's in the lifestyle, and she does this, and she hosts parties, and she hosts events, and you're so stuck on a persona, you have forgotten about the person.
Mm.
So that's what I run into a lot with what I do. Um, but I am learning to recognize it a lot
I have
earlier.
a theory, and I may not be 100% there, but try to make I'm gonna try to kind of clue into what I think may be happening. And I think what happens is if you're dealing with men who are new to the lifestyle, particularly, this is not something that is common to them. Like it's like when you got your first car and all of the things, like you brag about it, you talk about it, you just want to show off all the bells and whistles. But a seasoned man who has been there, who understands this dynamic, may be something that fits you a lot better because he's not just looking at what I can gain from. He's had all of like the fun. He's like, this is a lifestyle thing. He understands the dynamic between the two. And I think what happens, and I could be wrong, in those situations, this man who we're speaking of he's so new that he doesn't understand the intricacies of this lifestyle truly. And that may not be the person that you're looking for because you're not looking to teach him how to do this in a way that I got to also show you how to care for me, love on me while we do this. So you may want to put as your non-negotiable, I need a man who understands the importance of valuing me while we do this because we do enjoy this. Right. So that may be a non-negotiable.
Hmm.
So then the next key is, well, how do I understand or how do I factor or how do I determine when a man has that level of experience or at least understanding, because they don't even have to be experienced to understand the importance of still valuing you. And so then that comes back to how you phrase your questions. And so, and I'm just going off the top of my head right now, is I may ask something to the effect of, tell me about, you know, some fantasies that you may have that involve other people. How do you describe to me what you think that dynamic should look like? If that was an option, what would that look like for you? What is your experience doing these types of things? Tell me about your experiences in dating multiple people. Have you ever done this? So start getting peeks into, is this something this person truly understands, or is this something they just want to go get they thing wet a couple times and just, oh
Right.
man, that's a life, man. I don't know.
Great.
So I will be very intentional about
Fabulous.
how I have the conversation, but I wouldn't tell them, hey, this is what we're definitely doing. I would just say, I'm curious how you feel about these dynamics. I was watching this show, and I saw this. What are your thoughts? I don't know. Or no, not even I was watching the show because I never want my clients to lie or manipulate their way to information, but I do want them to be curious at the end of the day. So like if you're this, hey, this is something that has been on my mind. I was curious about your standings on this or your thoughts on this.
So Lotus Love says, some men are not used to being free and true. A new man will be excited, like, oh, I don't have to cheat and lie. He may not understand the discipline and integrity piece in the freedom of a secure woman.
100%.
Well stated.
Absolutely.
Well stated.
So does
I
Miss
was gonna say
Jewcee
that's
have
definitely
time?
facts right there.
Does Miss Jewcee have time for him to figure it out?
Oh, at this point now, but that ship has
I
sailed.
agree.
But that ship has sailed. But I mean, it was a good run. It was a good run. 18 years is a good run.
That's a long run. He should definitely figured it out at
That's a
some
long
point.
run.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, because at first it wasn't like
Gotcha.
that, and then it got like that. But you know, it just and that's fine. I still, you know, care deeply as well. But now I'm outside, and that's all that really matters.
I'm still trying to get used to this whole she outside thing. I'm trying to understand.
She
Hey,
outside.
be free.
I'm about to,
It's
honey. I'm
a
about
lot
to
of good.
But
There's a lot of good
they put
outside.
it. Look, they put me back together again. So Humpty Dumpty done fell off. You know, been hit one time too many, and they done found out what's wrong with me. Broken neck, broken back years ago. They misdiagnosed it. Let's get her back in alignment so she can have a life. Okay. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, can you tell everyone, because first of all, we gotta have you back. Okay. So
Absolutely.
we gotta have you back. We gotta have you back. So we just want you to know that you coming back. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I know Katina was on here. Kat was on here talking about she's getting her ticket for EEE. So we want y'all to know something else, because we were holding out a little bit, but Mr. Brandon C will be at EEE. Okay.
Yes.
So y'all gonna get your tickets, okay? Because he's gonna join us.
Mhm.
We just discussed it a little, like a few days ago, and he's so interested in being a part of this and having an opportunity to talk to you guys live himself. I would tell you to tell him to take his shirt off while he's talking, but you know, that's just me, you know.
I mean, I'm here for it.
My girl says the same thing all the time. I'll be like, "Ooh, babe, I just made this shrimp taco." She's like, "But did you cook it with your shirt off?" I'm like, "Dang, calm down, dang."
We like
I'm like,
what
"I'm
we
not just
like.
meat, okay? I'm a
Yeah,
person."
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyway.
Y'all
She's
do the
like, "Boy,
same
you know you
thing.
like me." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." She gets me though. Like that's one of the things. Like so, um, when I was writing the book, I was still witnessing a lot of people who were having, just not the best time in dating. And meanwhile, I was having a fantastic time in dating. And I was like, how can I give people what I'm experiencing? Like my journey to find her was so amazing. And I was so intentional that I don't I'm cautious when I say this, like I don't necessarily feel lucky. Like I feel like no, I knew she was coming. Like I knew it, you know. But to feel it, I still feel thankful to have found her. Um and so I just really want to help other people do that same thing.
Well, first of all, as one of my erotic sons, I'm very happy for you.
Right?
And
I just met you and I'm happy for you.
and
Thank you.
it is all about a journey. You know, we have what I call the juicy journey. And so it is all about a journey. We start in some places, we change, we shift, we get older. What we liked when we've discussed it before. What I did in my 20s, I don't do in my 30s. What I did in my 30s, I'm not doing in my 40s. What I do in my 40s, I'm not doing in my 60s. So everybody just grow. And Katina said, she said, yes, indeed. Okay. You gonna be in the back row though. I gotta watch you. I gotta watch you, ma'am. Okay, I gotta
Pat
watch you.
definitely needs to be in the back row. She gonna be in the corner. We don't
Yeah.
watch her.
You so it is wonderful that you're doing this, because a lot of times a lot of folks are that are out here that are all of these give a lot of really bad advice to folks, and excuse me, they're quote unquote educated,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not experienced. They have nothing in their life that gives them life's experience to be able to do and give folks a real honest picture of what they're stepping into.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's what one of the things that's great about the two of us is that, yeah, we have education, but we also have experience.
Yep.
And sometimes experience is definitely the better teacher than
Experience is definitely a great teacher, but when you understand that you're relatable, that your experience is relatable to more than just you can give better advice.
I
exactly.
think the
Because
perspective is important. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no. And that's exactly it. That's what I was going to say. Because perspective is everything. And the older I get, the more I realize the type of advice people give is based on the life that they've chosen to live and have lived. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
for example, and this is just an example out there because this tends to be most of the dating information. Those men on those podcasts that say women ain't valuable after having so many kids and even one kid or whatever. If she's a single mom, she's not valuable. Da 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 da. Those are the men that those are the experiences, and that's how they feel, and that's how they choose to live their life. They choose not to have an open mind about who their partner could be, and their non-negotiables are set based on what they think the standards of a high value man and a high value woman are, which
Mm-hmm.
are to me asinine because those things don't matter. It's about the person and the personality versus the finances and the looks.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You're spot on. When I was on my search, I wanted a woman who already had kids. Like I have two kids. Like I want to see how you parent because that was important to me. Because
Mm-hmm.
women, not women, people are different, right? So like if you don't have kids of your own and how you treat my kids because you like me may not be indicative of how you parent if we have kids together. So I was very sure that I wanted a woman who already had kids, so I can see that part of it. So I always disagree with any rhetoric that said that a woman who had kids is less than or anything like that. I will propose this, however. Like those people who are on those podcasts saying these things, I don't always believe that they even truly believe it. But what I think is so people are so conscientious of the value of social media and what it does for their pockets that they'll say anything in order to generate views and
Mm-hmm.
dialogue and all. And I'm just not for the discourse. So if I don't have a million something followers, I don't care because the only information I want to put out is things that better someone's life.
And that's
Yep.
Um, but and
that's
so that may
definitely
come with
us.
less
Yeah.
people, and that's okay. But I want the advice to be sound. I want it to be something that you can implement and actually succeed in, and I want it to be healthy and progressing people. And so that's the piece that I just want us to be careful about in terms of that these people may definitely feel that way. But if they're saying it, we have to take them at face value that they must believe this. And what I would say to any woman who disagrees with those people, just don't tune in. Just don't
Exactly.
react to it. Don't, that's not your man. Period. Like everyone's entitled to their
Opinion.
desires. Like if this
Mm-hmm.
person doesn't like,
Exactly.
I remember when women were only like, I used to feel some kind of way with women. I only want a man who makes 200,000, 253. I'm like, and I used to feel a certain way. I was like, you know what? Why do I care? I'm just not her person, and that's okay. She has a right to go after whatever she wants. Just like if I wouldn't be upset if there was a girl who was really into gaming and she wanted a guy that she can game with. I wouldn't be any more upset with her in exclusively dating men who are gamers. It's just that's your preference. You have a right to your preference, and I should not
Mhm.
take offense personally to your preference. There's 300 million people in the United States. I don't need this one person to need me, right? And I think that's extremely important that we understand that everyone is entitled to their preference, and we just need to find the person who prefers us.
I
And I
agree.
and I do agree to a point. The only reason why I don't agree with it is because unfortunately we are in a time right now where we are not, if the most important thing to you is somebody that makes $200,000 or makes six figures, and what happens when that person, especially with what's going on right now in the country, loses that money? Why were you there? You were there
Life
for
will
the
teach you.
money, right? That
Hmm.
you were there for the money, and then you're gone and you're superficial, and
Hmm.
that is a poor reflection on you as a person. So there's some things in there within that need to be um, discussed, and you know, I'm not saying it's not okay to, oh, I want to do better, or I want someone that's not struggling. I get that, but at the same token, the people that are saying this are girls that are about 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and you expect somebody that's around your age to be making that kind of money, and you're not making it.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, and they don't have a pot to
Agreed.
piss in and a window to throw it out of.
Right. So
Agreed.
I still want to make sure that we are basing what we want to do on reality and not fucking fantasy island. I want to make
Absolutely.
sure, I still want to make sure that these young girls understand the importance of caring for someone, and understand that it ain't all puppy dogs and rainbows. If
Oh,
that
I
money,
agree
It would be
100%
nice if
with
it
you.
was though.
it sure would. I would take a rainbow. I
The
would.
only thing that I would say is that I just don't want us to be personally to make it. I don't want it to harm us thinking about it. Like that's like let's say that young lady, she's 21, she wants somebody that's making $500,000 and she can't find it, or she does find it and it's gone. That's her personal journey. I don't want us to internalize it, is the word I'm looking for. I don't want us to internalize someone else's journey. Like she will have to learn it on her own. And like in this culture, we are fed all types of propaganda about what we should want, what we should desire. And so one of the first things that we do in week one is we talk about, and I love that you said this, Jasmine. What do you actually value? Forget what the TV told you to want. Forget what your cousins told you to want. Forget what your aunt told you to want. What do you act? And Jewcee, you hit on that. What do you actually value? And that's why I say there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting six figures if that's just what internally drives her. Fine, but go after it and make sure that you are valuable to that person who makes that. Make sure that you are.
Right. And you got to make sure that you're
Sorry,
bringing
I hit my
value,
mute button.
because uh, you got to make sure that you are bringing value, and
Absolutely.
not taking away from, and not just not taking away from that person, but not taking away from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
There has to be
on that
balance.
note,
There has to be balance.
right, right. On that, guys, because we could keep going and going and going, and instead we're going to have you back,
Let me take my
a
shirt off.
lot, a lot. And what I want you to do is tell everyone that's listening and will be listening, because once again, the show is automatically archived as soon as we get off the air. You can listen if you missed any portion of it. You can listen to it from the beginning. Please make sure if you are on our YouTube channels that you press subscribe and like. We love it when you do that. And can you tell folks how to reach you, Mr. Brandon, darling? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I do have a QR code right here as well. That goes directly to my website. It's bcbranllen.com. So it's bcbranllen.com. There's a ton of information. My goal is education, as Ms. Jewcee said. Like, the key is that we are educating ourselves around what's possible. My goal is to just re-inspire people who may have lost that passion for dating and getting them excited about finding a person. It is a journey. It is a journey. Oh, let me correct that spelling.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. All right. So it is a journey, and then you have to be give yourself grace. And I'll leave you all with this. I think the one thing that makes people discouraged with dating, and I see this because when I was doing wealth management, I worked with a lot of physicians, a lot of attorneys, and the thing that kept them going to the end when they were having hard and difficult times was they had a proven path that if I continued to follow this, I knew I would get here. The thing about dating is that we don't have that. We don't have that proven path that says if I follow this, I'm going to get what I'm looking for. So we end up settling, we end up compromising, we end up unhappy. So my goal is to give you that map that says if you do this, you will get to the exciting place. You will have more fulfilling dates with more people that fulfill you. And so my goal is to help you get that blueprint, to have that what doctors and attorneys have that keeps them going through residency and fellowships and etc. to get to that destination. So if I can leave you all with that, if I can give one additional person that, I then my time on this planet would have been worth it.
Yay, I like it. Do you have Facebook or Instagram?
Uh, yeah. So if you go on bcbrandllen.com and you just go like to
It's
the
linked to
contact
all
us
of
page,
it.
there's linked to everything. I'm
Oh,
relatively
okay.
new to social media because I mean I'm one of those millennials that wasn't like the big I need a lot of followers. I was more direct. I want to talk directly to the people, but I'm realizing the importance of social media, so that's growing. So if you go follow, please go hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. Let's grow this and let's start
I
spreading
will.
a healthy message.
I will. I will be definitely doing that, and I will definitely be contacting you because I got some questions.
Oh, absolutely.
Once again, guys, this has been Mr. Brandon C. He has joined us tonight, and he will be back. He will be back. We'll maybe next time coax him into taking his shirt off. I don't know, but he was so professional tonight. I couldn't.
You are so with the shenanigans.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen him with his shirt off. Thank
But
you.
do you think that they're gonna pay attention if his shirt is off? They might show up, but are they gonna pay attention? I need them to pay attention.
Yeah, I
But you know
agree.
what? Here's my problem. I love a man in a suit, and I've just been thinking about biting all those buttons off the whole.
Okay.
I just okay.
Okay.
But anyway, I digress. So, yeah.
Cat, do
Katina
not
likes the
encourage.
shenanigans.
Cat, do not encourage. Disengage. Disengage.
So everybody, make sure we start March 1st with the hard hitting EEE, the Ebony Erotic Experience. It is going down in Indianapolis, Indiana, March 30th and 31st. Tickets currently are $150 per person. That includes your entertainment, that includes some food, that includes some debauchery, that includes a whole bunch of fun stuff. And you definitely want to be in the house for this event. We have some of course, the top people in their field, and they are people of color that will be joining us for this wonderful, wonderful event. May 30th and 31st, mark your calendars. You can go out to the Ebony Erotic Experience on Facebook and join. It is a private group. You can hit us up on our pages as well. But we definitely want you in the house. We have a 10,000 square foot space with 2 floors of just pure, unadulterated bliss. Okay. So there's going to be some stuff going down. And no, absolutely no phones are allowed at this event ever. Okay. No phones. Don't bring your only people that will have a phone are our vendors, and that is only one person with a phone, and they are in a separate area and they cannot bring their phone out of that area. There are no phones allowed, and no, we do not talk about what the hell happened, but we will be glowing afterwards. So So make sure you join the ladies of the Erotic 7 and come on out to the Ebony Erotic Experience May 30th and 31st in Indianapolis, Indiana. The exact location will only be disclosed to those folks that get their tickets. Okay.
Private location.
I like that exclusivity.
Yeah. Honey, we going old school. Everybody don't need to know all your damn business on the internet.
I was gonna say that's the one thing I liked about the 60s and 70s and 80s. Them key parties, you didn't know whose house it was at.
Exactly. Didn't have
You
a
just
clue.
knew it was the key part, and only certain people had the address. If you wasn't in the know, you wasn't in the know. I think I dislike the fact that people now know what the upside down pineapple means.
That's because people talk too much. I'm sorry. They just do. I just feel like
I agree.
But we don't talk about EE. We just do it. Gotta be about it. Don't need to talk about it. Be about it. So
don't talk about it. Be about it.
Exactly. And we are changing our ticket format, guys. So March 1st, we will have several different ways for you to get your tickets. We've heard you, and we are going to do what you've asked us to do. So you will be able to get them off of Zelle. You'll be able to get them off of Square. You will be able to do Afterpay. You will be able to do PayPal. You will be able to do Cash App. So we're going to have them all up there for you to be able to get your tickets. So nobody should have any excuses. If you need to have a payment plan, we've got Afterpay for you in order for you to take care of that. And the tickets right now, and they will go up. So you want to get them. If you're getting back your tax check, let's go get these tickets. Okay. March 1st, we will definitely be launching the full, launching the full. And when we get full, it's over. It's done. We're gonna have fun though. Okay, y'all. So once again, Brandon, thank you for coming and joining us.
Absolutely.
Had a great
time. You are very welcome.
We're gonna have you back. Don't worry.
Amen. That part. We're gonna have you back.
And now I know what you all are looking for. I'll be more suitable for the environment.
That's what she's looking for. I'm okay with the suit. I like the professionality. You know, we got our boobies out. It's okay. I like the contrast.
I didn't have boobies out tonight. Boobies were tucked.
I did.
Boobies were tucked tonight. So
Lotus is asking for the site.
Lotus, I'll type it in the comments on the Facebook page, because I can't put that where I put it at for us was for us. I can't type in their comments, so I'll type it in there later. I got it copied to my phone.
If you can see, if you have your phone, if you can see that as well, there's a QR code on my screen. If you can screenshot that and scan it, or bcbrannlen.com, and that'll take you to the site.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all. We're going to come back next Monday night. All right. We got another special guest in the house. Okay. So you definitely want to tune in. And this special guest also will be at the Ebony Erotic Experience. So you definitely want to see who this is that we got coming next week. It's going to be so much fun. So make sure you come back and join us. And other than that, remember to enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. For my beautiful co-host this evening, for Mr. Brandon, and for my beautiful sister next door here, Miss Purple Reign, thank you so much. And we'll be back next Monday night. Make sure you come.
See y'all soon.